Angela and Brian, it's incredible to me that we have these numbers right in front of us. We see inflation at a 40-year high. We know what this plan really costs and all of the gimmicks in it that's, programs go away, getting them to $2.1 trillion cost, when in fact the CBO, the Committee for Responsible Budget, are both telling us that the true cost of this plan is CBO says $4.7 trillion, Committee for Responsible Budget says $4.9 trillion, and yet they are still pushing through more spending, Angela, wanting to get a Build Back Better vote on the calendar.
The CBO score just completely blows up the White House's lie that Build Back Better costs $0. They started pushing that in September, and at this point we know that they were off by, give or take a few trillion. So their math was a little rocky, and I think it's very concerning, honestly, that the one solution Democrats seem to have is just print more money. They're going to put fuel on the fire of inflation, and, while I think Senator Barrasso is right about a whole lot in there, I would disagree that inflation is an invisible tax. I think it might be the most visible tax there is because it hits people right away. It's the most obvious, sort of punishing tax that there is, especially on the people who can least afford it. So Build Back Better, it needs a total revamp or to go away entirely because it's just going to make inflation worse.
Yeah, Brian, here's a comment from the Committee for a Responsible Budget. Today's analysis highlights the large cost of permanently extending expiring policies in the Build Back Better plan. Arbitrary expirations do not make policies cheaper. They just make them shorter.
Yeah, I mean, the entire bill is a gimmick. It's been a gimmick from day one, and the President of the United States will not be honest about the fact that he's planning to spend $3 trillion more than he says he's going to spend. This bill shouldn't be reformed. It should be thrown out. It is exactly the opposite of what we need in a moment where prices are going through the roof. This is going to kill the middle class in this country. It's going to help the rich. It's going to help the politically connected. It's going to help folks in D.C. It's not going to help middle America. I hope that the senators on the fence about this are looking at these numbers. They understand that these numbers are much closer to the truth. This is a budget buster, and they should say no. Joe Manchin should say no. Kyrsten Sinema should say no. There is nothing to say yes to in a bill the president has to lie about repeatedly.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem that Joe Manchin is sticking to his guns, saying that he's not going to vote for this. But Chuck Schumer is pushing this through, wanting a vote before Christmas. I would say it is highly, highly unlikely that we will see a vote by year end. Yeah. But they'll change it. They'll take things out, put other things in, and we'll be talking about this in January.